Hey y'all, it's Miss Barr again, and today we're going to be talking about area model, which is how we multiply larger numbers in fourth grade. So today we're going to be doing 3-digit times 1 digits and 4-digit times 1 digit. Next chapter, in chapter 3, we're going to be talking about 2-digit times 2-digit and even larger digits past that. But right now we're just focusing on up to 3 times 1 and 4 times 1. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first problem we're going to do is 326 times 4. So the first thing I'm going to do when I draw my area model is I need to do my box. So I draw a box, and I've already make it big enough that I can do all of my work in without trying to smush it all together. Then the next thing I'm going to do is figure out which number is bigger. I know that 326 is larger than 4, so I'm going to take 326 and I'm going to expand it. Now remember, when we expand something, we're going by the value of its place value. So I know that this 3 is actually worth 300. This 2 is actually worth 20. And this 6 is actually worth 6. And I'm going to put it on the top because 326 is the largest. Then I'm going to expand 4. Because 4 is in the ones place and it's only worth 4, I know that it's just going to stay the same, and my 4 goes on the side. Then any place I see a plus sign, I'm going to extend that plus sign down and break up my large box into smaller boxes. Now I can go ahead and start to do my math problem. So I'm going to see that 300 is at the top and 4 is at the bottom, and they would meet in this box. So in this box, it's going to be 300 times 4. I'm not really sure how to do that quite yet, but if I take away my zeros, I end up with 3 times 4, which is a really easy math problem for me. It's a math fact, so 3 times 4 gives me 12. But I did take away 2 zeros, so I need to add those back now. And my answer for this box is 1,200. In this box, I see that 4 and 20 will meet, so it'll be 20 times 4. Once again, that's kind of a big problem, so I take away my 0. 2 times 4 gives me 8. But I did take 1 0 away, so I need to add that back now, and I get 80. In my last box, I'm going to do 6 times 4. 6 times 4 gives me 24. I didn't take away any zeros, so I can just leave it how it is. Then I'm going to take these, and these are called my partial products, and I'm going to add them up. 1,200, 80, and 24. Now I'm being really, really careful to make sure that I line up my ones together, my tens together, my hundreds, my thousands, and so on, because it makes it easier to add later. So 0 plus 0 plus 4 is 4. 8 plus 2 is 10. I need to carry my 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, and my 1 just drops down. So my answer to 326 times 4 is 1,304. Let's try another one. In this problem, I'm doing 2,045 times 5. So once again, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my box. And then I'm going to expand the larger number and put it on top. I know that 2,045 is larger than 5, so I'm going to expand it and put it on top. That 2 is actually worth 2,000. That 0 is just worth 0. That 4 is actually worth 40. And that 5 is just worth 5. This 5 is going to go on the side. He doesn't need to be expanded anymore because he's just worth 5. Anywhere I see a plus sign, I'm going to bring it down. And I'm going to split my boxes. Okay, so now I can go ahead and do my math. In this first box, 2,005 will meet. So I'm going to do 2,000 times 5. I can take away all my zeros and make it an easy math problem of 2 times 5. That gives me 10. But I did take away 3 zeros, so I need to add those 3 zeros back. 1, 2, 3, and I get 10,000. In my next one, we're just going to do 5 times 0. Anything times 0 is 0, so that's an easy one. All right, number 5, and this next one, I'm going to be doing 40 and 5. That's where they would meet, so I'm going to do 40 times 5. Once again, it's a little bit bigger than, so I'm going to take away my 0. I do 4 times 5. That gives me 20. I did take away 1 0, so I need to add it back now to get 200. And this last box, I'm going to do 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is an easy math fact. That's going to give me 25. I'm then going to take my partial products. Remember, these are partial products because it's a part of the larger product. So I'm going to take my partial products, and I'm going to add them up. So I have 10,000. I have 0, 200, and 25. I'm going to double check and make sure that I have all of them over here just to be safe. 10,000, yep. 0, yep. 200, yes. And 25. And now I can add them up. Once again, I made sure that I lined up everything evenly to make sure that I didn't have any stragglers or anything out of place. And now I can add easily. 5. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 5 is 5. 0 plus nothing plus 0 plus 2 is 2. 0 plus 2 is 2. Drop my 0 down. And I also drop my 1. So my answer to 2,045 is 10,225. Now, one more thing that I want to sneak in here just real quick is the distributive property. We talked a little bit about it in class. It's not like really super important, but it will be important for next year. So I really want to make sure we talk about it. The distributive property is just breaking down the question even more. So for the distributive property, you would write it like this. Okay, so you would do each problem in the boxes would become its own separate parentheses. So in my first box, I have 2,000 times 5. And then I would add that to my second box, which would be 5 times 0, which I would add to my next box, which would be 40 times 5. And then my final box would be 5 times 5. So by writing it like this, I've written it as a distributive property, and it just makes it another way to kind of ask you to look for it. I hope this helped you understand area model a little bit better, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.